Hello and welcome to another X-Ray.tech video. I'm Tom Nasser, the Automation Alchemist, and today we're going to talk about crappy automations. Or more specifically, we're going to talk about crappy data. You see, an automation is only as good as the data you feed into it. So if you build an automation on crappy data, you'll get a crappy automation. If you use a high-quality data source, you'll have a great automation. In this video, I'll show you the difference between good data and bad data, and in a future video, I'll explain how you can make sure you're gathering good data to start with. So let's get into it. Good data doesn't have any redundancies. You don't want to have multiple records for the same person, or the same company, or the same project that you're tracking. Redundancies make it hard to use your data in any capacity, but especially frustrating when you're trying to build automations. With a redundant data set, you might end up running an onboarding automation 10 times for the same client, or setting up the same task repeatedly for a given project. If you want to use a data set for automation, make sure that you only have one entry for each item that you want to track. Good data has relevant attributes and only relevant attributes. When you're creating a record, it can be tempting to make a field for every conceivable attribute, but if you're looking to build automations with your data, you should limit your databases to only include fields that are relevant to whatever you're automating. If you're maintaining a database of the clients that you work with, you probably want to include things like their company name, main point of contact, and even their start date. In other words, information that is relevant to your relationship and the automation that you want to build. In general, you should only include attributes that you intend to use or track. Otherwise, you'll end up with a cluttered, messy database. Irrelevant attributes can make it harder to build automations as you comb through a bunch of useless data to find exactly what you're looking for. It can also make it harder to add complete records to the database, as all of the superfluous fields encourage the team to take shortcuts and create incomplete records. While we're on the subject, good data is complete. Whatever attributes you choose to add to your database, make sure that they're filled out completely for every record. If you choose to build an automation connected to an incomplete database, it could prevent the automation from working properly. For example, let's say one of your automations is supposed to send out a reminder to your client an hour before each of your meetings. If the client's email field is blank, the automation won't be able to send them anything and will just return an error. Keeping complete records is always good practice, but it's especially important when you're building automations that rely on those records. Good data can be summarized to easily find key takeaways. You should be able to take a quick look at your database and immediately see some of the most important metrics. Your projects database should be able to show you at a glance how many projects your team is working on right now, or which projects still have outstanding work, and even which ones are still awaiting payment. Getting good summaries out of your data will depend on many of the other things that we've already talked about in this video. If you have complete, consistent records with no redundancies, it should be pretty straightforward to find the takeaways that you need. If you're not able to learn what you need at a glance, then you probably need to go back and rethink the attributes that you're tracking. Once you're collecting the right data points and the right attributes, you'll easily get the insights that you're looking for. To sum all of that up, good data has no redundancies, tracks relevant attributes, and contains complete records. As a result, it shows you useful insights easily. With good, clean data sets, your automations will run smoother, and it will be much easier to build and maintain your automations. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to support the channel. If you'd like to learn more about no-code and low-code automation, follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. And you can find all of our content on our website at xray.tech. You can check out all those links in the description down below, and as always, don't forget, keep the flow.